destination is on the left.
Oh, okay.
It's in a Nick, go.
If it's in park here, probably is. There we go. Pulling out now. Really nice family. That was his first car. He bought that brand new in 1975. I think that is the coolest thing ever. He's the only person to have registered that car. I have the original title. Took a picture of the owner so he could have it. It was his first brand new car. Let's get this thing home. Shut this stuff. All right, that should be good. Let's roll. So round trip, I drove like 10 hours for that car. That was the right car to pull out of the weeds. It's got a cool story behind it. Just a beautiful part of the country. Off in the distance, I can see a little lake. It's like a painting from that poofy-haired guy that just makes happy little accidents. I think his name was Bob Marley, Troy Polamalu, Steve Harvey, that's it. The sun is quickly setting in the east, and it's gonna be dark. I have about 3.5 hours to drive. So I will see all of you guys in the morning. Just stopped off to get fuel. I'm almost home. What are the chances this thing will hold air? These tires are basically brand new. Yeah, that's got a pretty good leak in it too. Get him. It's Brittany, and I am back. It even works. Let's see what's in the trunk. No worky.
Oh, I think it just needs somebody to spit on it.
Is there a latch pop for it in there? In the glove compartment? Pretty sure he said all the original paperwork was in here. It's got the booty gas. The floor's pretty rusty, but feels solid. Oh, there's a little soft spot. No, that's just more carpet. Yeah, the floor's pretty solid. I forgot to mention, the car has 49,000 original miles on it. Take that to the bank. New plan. So I have not looked at this car at all. I messaged these folks several months ago, and the messages actually got lost in an inbox, I guess. And I didn't hear from them for months. I got a message back from them, I think on Sunday, and I rolled out on Monday. I backed up to the car, I winched it up on, and I drove home. I have no clue what the condition of the engine or transmission is. The previous owner told me that it was running and driving when parked. So let's check it out. One thing I guess that's noteworthy on this Malibu is that this is a two-door coupe, which I guess is not a real common configuration. I thought this was interesting. Body by Fisher, which I think means that this body was made by Fisher. You got a Connecticut plate, looks like last on the road in May of 1987. If that's correct, this car hasn't been on the road in ChatGPT 2026 minus 1987. It's got a ton of lichen on it. Like, I bet this car will clean up really nice when I go to pressure wash it, which I will be doing in this video. There's a little bit of rust on the body, but this frame is solid. I mean, there's surface rust, but this frame is not rotted at all. And there's, you know, lichen and moss all over this, which I think just tells such a cool story. My ADD kicked in. We started on the driver's door and somehow ended up over on the passenger wheel. So, crank windows, and they work. You know what I'm always fascinated by? Look how nice that door closes. Still, those are most likely the factory hinge pins. The interior, while it looks rough, I don't know, it doesn't smell terrible. Looks like we got some leaks on the roof here. There's water dripping there. Must be coming down through this guy. This trim piece is gone, but I have it. Connecticut registration, March 15th, 1988. Some of you guys think back, 1988. What were you doing in March of 1988? What a time to be alive. Seat flips up. Kind of flips up on a weird angle. I wonder if that's intentional. Can of WD-40, that's gonna come in handy. Well, it did work. He said it's still got the 8-track. Look at that. It's the original 8-track out of this car. And maybe it was swapped over for just a stereo. I don't know. Or it was mounted somewhere down below. Paperwork. Original. I wonder if this is like See how like these are burnt? I mean this wasn't a fire. I don't know if this is like mice or heat or what. Water. Is this the original? I wanted to see if the original window sticker from Chevy was in here. Original mile, 23,858 miles. Is that an oil change maybe? I don't know, 32 bucks. 8.5 in 1978. Exhaust pipe, 25 bucks. Tailpipe, $31. Hanger free. Looks like you got exhaust work for the tune of 76 bucks. The mechanic's name was Eric. February 25th, 1984. Just so cool, man. Let's take a look under the bonnet. Looks like there's a bolt missing over there. I don't know if it rotted out or something, but I'd like to fix that so that it doesn't wreck this hood. So we have here a straight six. Now generally when I'm going to rescue some of these vehicles, I try to make sure that the engine rolls over. I try to ask the owners if they can check, especially if I'm driving far away. This car just had such a cool factor. I was like, I don't care. Also, I have a straight six GM engine sitting in the barn that if this thing is locked up, I'm just gonna swap the engine because I think this car is cool. I also happen to have a LT1 and an automatic transmission out of a Cadillac limousine that may or may not end up in this thing. There's just so much room in these engine bays. Oil, cleanish, up to full. Battery 1207. That would have been December of 2007. This battery died roughly June of 2008. Oh, dude, sweet. Oh, yes. Lots of compression. Oh, that's exciting. I feel like a grown man who knows better inside of a Snap-on truck. Ouch. And there's fluid in one. Pretty much drive right now. Tornado 5000. Very nice. No mouse house in there. Everything's clean. All the linkages work. Pretty sure that's supposed to be connected. It's a gluten-free battery tray. Look at that. Just sitting here kind of thinking and working. I'm not working in the mud. And I got a roof over my head. I am extremely grateful for both of those things. I usually try to get these cars running with whatever I have from the car, you know, like not buying new stuff or putting new stuff on it. I think that takes away from the challenge, but I just cut this battery cable and it's corroded well up into the cable. I probably cut 6 inches off of that already. It's also not long enough anymore. So I'm just gonna make a new ground cable. Battery connectivity issues can prevent the thing from starting at all. And I know somewhere up here I have a ton of copper cable. And there's one right there. I'll make a newer, nicer one if this thing starts, but this already has ends on it. This probably could be cleaned up and reused, I guess. I would recommend, the only time I would ever use this type of battery connection is never. No garbage gets left around here. I hate littering with a burning passion. Keep your garbage can close by, and anytime you have stuff that you're working on, throw it right in the garbage. Ow! I like to do a little tap test. Make sure it's not going to start up immediately and drive away over top of you. You know, because safety third. Before I get too carried away, let's get the inside cleaned out. I'm going to be in and out of this thing, and I don't like working inside of a dumpster. These seats have to come out of here. It's just, Look at how bad. It's just gross. I'm gonna slide the seat all the way forward. You can get to this. The nut's right there. Check out these cool pair of shades. Now that we got like 30% of the hintavirus out of there, it's just falling out. Bro! If nothing else, it'll smell better. Okay, I spent the last couple hours cleaning the interior. I'm reasonably satisfied with it. There are a couple holes in the floor. A couple of soft spots. There's one up front over there. All things considered though, it could have been a lot worse. This floor really rotted out because of the wet carpet that was left in there. There's just a mouse over here in my car. Where did he go? Son of a gun. You've been evicted, pal. My uncle gave me this car seat quite a while ago. I have to kind of build something. It's not perfect, but I mean, you can drive. Let's give this thing a try. No signs of life. Will it crank? Oh, the wipers are working. Nothing. Oh yeah, we got lights back here and no headlights, but the marker lights on the bottom are on. Let's get a test light here. Verify that we have power. Yep, looks like it. To see if we got 12 volts here. We do. 12 volts there. With the I don't have any friends button hooked up, let's whack it and see what happens. Oh, yes, sir. Nice, nice, nice. Very nice. Go cranking a bunch of old gas from the tank. I want to pull off the line going to the carburetor and just see what we're getting out of there. I bet you that thing is bone dry. Get the universal wrench out here. There we go. Some idiot put a pair of vice grips on there and destroyed the nut. Now it's a 12.5 millimeter. Okay. This is a little filter behind where the fuel line goes in. There's a spring behind there. Just check that, make sure it's not covered in mud. That one looks fine. I doubt there's going to be any fuel coming out of there. Let's just see. Fill this up with my government can. On second thought, let's just run temporary fuel. That'll also verify if that engine mounted pump is working. Feel like that should have primed already. I want to try something here. I got a bottle with a nipple on it. See if I put this upside down. I'm going with that pump is bad. I happen to have a brand new pump for this. It's mounted right here on the side of the block. Pretty sure that's tightening. Hold on. I could get so much more done if I wasn't dumb. And now pump gas now that I took you half the way off. That's pumping gas now. What? Look at that. That would be working. Hold please. That's the second time I haven't changed that pump onto something else. Save it for next time. Sometimes you just gotta scare them. Oh yeah, there we go. That's good. Nice working pump. Tighten that up, round that nut over some more. Perfect. This is the big moment. Let's check for spark. This really doesn't look too bad. Oh, what? My spark plug broke. Now I gotta find a RVI 2C6 Champion spark plug. Son of a gun. Let's take a trip to the spark plug drawer. No. You're telling me I gotta go buy a new spark plug? Well, at least we can tell if it sparks. No spark. Hey fella, I think your home is moved. There's also this coil thing on the side of the block that I don't understand, which there may actually be supposed to be 12 volts to that. Turn the key on and see if we're getting anything. So with key on, yep, I got power there. Nothing there. Nothing there. I'm guessing if I turn the key off. Yep. So the key's got to be on for this thing to have spark. For us. Ooh. Why is that arcing to the... Oh, right, because I don't have this on. The distributor's got to be attached for this to work. Idiot. Wow. Oh boy. Okay. Oh my gosh. Dude, that's okay. It runs on 5 cylinders. That's freaking amazing. I think this thing has earned a couple of new spark plugs. Hey, I got a spark plug. I was wondering if you could look up and tell me if you have in stock.
Yeah, you got the number on it?
I do, yep. I'll be in for him in a little bit. That was the most helpful individual at an AutoZone I've experienced in a long time. Back from the wallet draining store. A drained but conquering hero. Spark plugs and even an oil change. Nothing but the best. I got the STP filter. Because Fram is a Dr. Pepper can with a roll of toilet paper stuffed inside of it. Got some brand new AC Delcos. There you go. Brand new spark plugs. I think I broke every one of those spark plugs coming out. I don't think I've ever broken a spark plug before. Probably wouldn't hurt to throw the air filter back on. I did order a new air filter, it just has to arrive. Just look, there's no coolant in it. Let's bring that up to full. Well, actually I can see coolant down there. And they're pouring coolant, trying not to spill. I can see a mouse heading towards my feet. I'll be honest, the last thing I want running up my pant leg is a mouse. I knew an old farmer once who put metal hose clamps around his pant leg to keep mice from running up his pant legs at the barn. His name was Mo. Affectionately, I called him Hose Clamps. One of the nicest guys I ever had the pleasure of meeting. And he was hilarious. Where are you going, buddy? Yeah, I don't have any friends button. What in the world? I mean, just immediately fires up. The power steering works. I don't see an oil light, but I don't know if it actually works either. That is so crazy to me. Sounds good. Probably run a lot better if I put the spark plug back on. Somebody had built a home in there. Not a good place to build a home, fellas. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. I will never get tired of doing that, dude. That is such a cool feeling. Yes! How freaking awesome is that, right? This car's been parked in the hedgerow, sinking in the ground for like 15 years, and you barely touch it and it starts. You know, I wonder, like in 20 or 30 years, what this next generation is gonna be like if they go and pull a 2015 year model car out of the dinghy weeds like I did this. Are they gonna get the same result? No. Let's try to put it in gear and see what happens. Might be low on fluid. Also, it has 4 flat tires. And I know the brakes aren't locked up because every wheel was rolling when I winched up on the trailer. Oh, no way, there's disc brakes up front. Sweet. These rims are 14-inch rims and they're really hard to find tires for. So I have 4 of those wheels. I'm just gonna get new tires for them. Ran downtown, my local mechanic shop had these in stock. They're 15-inch tires on old Mustang wheels, and I don't love the Mustang wheels, but it'll get the car rolling around. Ow. They're different. Son of a gun. I'll have to have them swap these over to the S10 rims. So while we got this apart, I'll do a full brake service on this as well. I just dropped these off. They're gonna get mounted, so we'll put the good tires on the rims that fit. Just got a care package from FuelOx. Yeah, I really like those guys. We got grease, got some of the super spray, got some more fuel treatment. 16 ounces treats 1,250 gallons. And if you guys go to the link below and use code 99OX, you can save 15% on your order, and the channel makes a small commission off of that as well. This is what the brakes look like before, covered in rust. Old school cup and cone bearings on the spindle. I think that's just neat. Did a full brake service, cleaned up the rust off this rotor and put it all back together. Greased the upper and lower ball joints and the tie rod end, all of which are greasable, which is freaking awesome. I'm not a mechanic, I don't do brakes every day, but this brake job took me like 15 minutes. And I'll get into some of the newer cars and it'll be an hour just to do a side because you got to figure out how everything works. This is just so simple and straightforward. Why did we ever stop doing this? Not today. Got a new air filter. Look at that, it's even the right one. If you know, you know. Probably shouldn't have flipped that upside down with all this gross stuff on there that's gonna suck into the engine. Cool! This engine is powered by mouse turds and hintavirus. So my grandpa was a little bit of an entrepreneur, and he at one time was building go-karts, and he called the go-karts the Green Hornet. So I'm affectionately naming this the Green Hornet. Mr. In-N-Out is gonna come down later and wax my Green Hornet. Sick. These wheels and tires give this car a totally different look, but it's still covered in this awful lichen. I'm gonna go power wash it. I don't have any brakes. Couple of things. Brakes would be really nice. Wow, what a freaking difference. Look at that paint in the sun. You know, if you like could buff this or polish it or something, there's a little bit more of that lichen stuff on there, man, I bet this would really pop. Okay, before we do anything else, I want to get brakes working on this and get the fuel running the right way. Almost every single day I'm faced with challenges that are overwhelming and terrifying. But one of the things I've learned in life is that it is important to do hard things. So I made these hoodies to remind each and every one of us that we can do hard things. You can get one down below the video. All right, it's back up on the pad. Words are hard. And I got Mr. In-N-Out here. He's a carburetor expert, as you might say. Ooh. It's not running right. It likes to be choked, but then it doesn't like to be choked. It has daddy issues. I should explain this a little bit better. Some of you guys probably heard earlier in the video how rough it was running. The reason for that is because some idiot changed the spark plugs and didn't pay attention to the rear two cylinders and which plug wire went where. For reasons unknown to us, those two plug wires got switched. But crisis averted, that's been rectified, reconciled. I did pull the carburetor apart, learned a little bit about that. It's now back together and running very nicely. This has a automatic choke on it, so there's a choke thermostat and some other stuff I don't understand, and we got it adjusted, so it's running pretty good now. Guys, I'm gonna wrap this video up. It runs and I know that it moves forward and backwards, but to get it to drive is going to take a ton of work. There are no brakes, there's no interior, and a bunch of other stuff I'm sure I'm missing. All that and more, next week's video. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you on the flippity flop.